Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Realm of Ori. In this video, we will continue with Volume 16, Prologue, The Disintegration of Order, Part 2. And before we start, this video contains spoilers from the Tensura Light Novel. And by the way guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications for upcoming videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Again, many years went by. In the Otherworld, things are still the same. The Otherworld cannot be altered back to its original state as long as Veldanava is not resurrected. The demons will undoubtedly thwart any attempt to grab control of the gate. The Black Primordial, who enjoys battling, is the most despised of them all. Not only did the Dark King despise the Phantom race, but he was also antagonistic to anyone who opposed Veldanava's will. This enraged Feldway to no end, and in his opinion, the demons were the fools who stopped Veldanava's resurrection. It is, nevertheless, impossible to eradicate them. Even in the material world, the Primordial was extremely powerful, and his power would be unaffected if he was replaced in the other world or the underworld. But it was the same for Feldway, thus starting a fight was out of the question, and the only option was to ignore the demon, however grudgingly. Returning to the world in which Veldanava lived is incredibly difficult for a variety of reasons. Feldway was left to fend for himself due to a lack of results. The chance came at this point. Feldway, can you hear me? Feldway's heart was immediately addressed by a mystery voice. I, who had been living in the consciousness of power, can only name myself Rudra, because I am not yet free, and I assume we are working toward the same goal. Therefore, I've come to speak with you. Rudra was a name I'd heard before. This name belonged to a close friend and disciple of Veldanava. And people call him the first hero. It's unknown who has the reins of power, but what matters is the goal of those who claim to be Rudra. Feldway resumed the conversation after he had made up his decision. The only goal is to bring Lord Veldanava, the creator, back to life. The tone of the statement was solemn, and the objective was compelling enough to arouse Feldway's interest. After the conversation, it became evident that the voice's real form was Veldanava's ultimate skill, Justice King Michael. Feldway has no doubts about what the King of Justice said, and this is because Feldway knows who the King of Justice is. As Feldway put it, a choice was made to help the King of Justice. Well, as of today, you and I are comrades, so if you don't have a name, it's a little weird. Irrational, but a name. Isn't it inappropriate to call you as Rudra? I'm going to call you Michael. However, there was a significant shift. The King of Justice, whose self-awareness was as weak as the theosophical core, Manas, was created with a strong sense of awareness. Here, Feldway, I believe you should be grateful. You are just regarded as a temporary master, not as the true master. Let the rest of the strength be split among you once Rudra's might has been fully restored. No, you're the master. I can't get out of here unless I deal with Zelanus on my own. I despise Zelanus, and he despises me equally. It would be better if you dealt with him and tried to persuade him. There is someone who, like him, believes Veldanava has not died, and there is no reason to reject collaboration because this person is willing to take action to resurrect Veldanava. Also, Feldway and Zelanus were at odds, and Feldway would never pardon Zelanus, thus Michael's chances of persuading Zelanus would be better. Michael should be able to communicate with Zelanus. Since as Feldway's told him so, the feeling Michael was giving off was eerily similar to Veldanava's, and Zelanus should be eager to listen to him. Despite not understanding the method, Michael had managed to persuade Zelanus. Even though the Insectars had made a deal to make half of the world their territory, Feldway didn't care. Just seeing Veldanava come back to life would be enough for him. As a result, another 1,000 years or more passed after this new relationship was established. The strategy is working. Rudra, who ruled over Michael, got weaker as a result of his many reincarnations. How are things going for you, Lord Michael? Of course, excellent. But, as I've said before, honorifics are unnecessary between you and me. Wow, that's fantastic. Your reciprocal relationship with me is a closely guarded secret between us. It would be disastrous if you let it slip. Through this reincarnation, Michael's powers were given much more freedom, which made Feldway very happy. With Velgrand in charge, many problems would become helpful companions. So, even that terrible demon lord could. I'm not naive like Rudra, and I'll use all my power to get rid of Guy Crimson in a rude way. This time, we'll have to face that guy head on. By the rules, Rudra had to win or lose against Guy, and he had no chance of winning from the start. If Rudra had used Michael to the best of his ability, his powers should have made it easier to beat Guy. But Rudra did not do so. The result was the chaos that exists right now. Once we get rid of Rudra, the world will be ours. All we have to do now is wait for Lord Veldanava to come back to life. Exactly. So, Feldway, I need you to do me a favor. What's that? It was unusual. Feldway was interested because Michael asked for something for the first time. Please be a vessel for the others. Even though it looks like Feldway is in charge, the two of them are actually working together, and Feldway doesn't want to be in charge. Feldway was going to say no, but when Michael told him what to do, he changed his mind. I've finally made the parallel existence of Velgrand mine, so I can give you the power of Rudra to you intact. That is, Feldway can use Rudra as bait as usual, but he can also use his power as the King of Justice. There's more than that as well. At first, the castle guard, which was the pride of the King of Justice, and had a lot of power, would only protect the person in charge. Of course, Rudra couldn't protect anyone else besides those who believed in the Master, so he could only protect himself. But Feldway could be protected by both the castle guard and the parallel existence at the same time if the parallel existence was used to shelter Feldway. When Feldway becomes Lord of the King of Justice, after Rudra is gone, the 10,000-strong phantom race under his command will become a source of power. Strength wouldn't be as affected by changes in the hearts of its subjects as it had been up until now. This would give Feldway a defense that was even stronger than Rudra's, which he really wanted. Today, there's no reason to turn down Michael's offer. Like it or not, it turns out that Michael could move into Feldway when Rudra leaves. And now, it was just an early realization that Feldway had let himself accept because of how he was thinking. Sure, my friend, then come on, friend. In this way, Michael's theosophy nucleus, Mana's, intelligence body was hosted by Feldway. The day of Armageddon has finally come. Even with his strong mental strength, Rudra could barely keep up with Guy, but he had already set up a final battle with Guy. First, get rid of the demon lord Rimuru and add the true dragon, Veldora, to your own pieces. It would have worked out well. Velgrand is clearly stronger than Veldora, and it doesn't look like she'll have any trouble catching him. Feldway didn't care how much the Empire lost at first, and he didn't care if there were any Awakeners among the Royal Near Guard Knights. Feldway's most important goal was to get rid of Rudra and set Michael free. As long as that step was taken, they would be able to beat even Guy. So Feldway wanted to get rid of the last thing that made him feel uneasy. Masayuki, the brave hero, looks exactly like Rudra, and what's even more interesting is that Rudra's power, the Chosen One, is found in him. He might not have been Rudra's backup, but it was still possible. Feldway set out to make sure that didn't happen. But no one thought at all that the demon lord Rimuru would mess up the plan.